Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a military blunders video on the Battle of Fredericksburg. In October of 1862, General Ambrose Burnside, recently promoted to command the Union Army of the Potomac, guided a Union advance into Virginia. The Civil War was raging pretty good, and he was attempting to outflank General Robert E. Lee's forces by crossing the Rappahannock River near Fredericksburg. Seemed like a reasonable idea, so here we go. In a monumental logistical clusterfuck, they had to wait 3 weeks for pontoon bridges to arrive. This allowed Lee to adopt strong defensive positions along a ridgeline around Fredericksburg. So he showed up and was waiting on the pontoon bridges for 3 weeks, and the enemy knew he was there. They reinforced their position and built some strong fortifications, and they were set. He gave them 3 weeks to do that. Even after the pontoon bridges arrived on November 25th, Burnside waited until early December to begin his assault. This made no sense because Confederate reinforcements under General Jackson were en route. So he knew the enemy had reinforcements coming, and he still didn't attack. Okay. When the assault began, Burnside's men laid the bridges, taking heavy casualties from Confederate marksmen on the other side of the river. So in broad daylight, they're laying these bridges, and the Confederates on the other side are picking them off. Say what you want about the South. They may not have been absolutely prepared for this war, but the South had some pretty damn good marksmen. They knew how to shoot, because that's what they did. They hunted. That's what they did. So they're laying these bridges, and the marksmen are picking them off. The assault itself was horrific. On the right flank, Union troops made nine separate assaults in one day against a Stonewall defense on Marye's Heights, M-A-R-Y-E, Marye's Heights. I hope Marye's. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But anyway, that's where they were, and the Union troops made 9 separate assaults, and the Confederates held. If I'm not mistaken, that might be where Stonewall Jackson got his nickname. The Union troops took thousands of casualties with no tactical progress. They just walked their men into meat grinders over and over. On the left flank, the Grand Division did penetrate the Confederate lines, but Burnside gave them no follow-up support, and they were eventually forced to retreat. They lost nearly 50% of their strength. So, after one day of actual battle, the Union assaults were called off. Burnside lost 12,000 men. Confederate forces lost only 5,000. Let's talk about this. As a military commander, when you send men into battle, you want to give them every advantage. You want surprise. You want overwhelming numbers. You want better technology, better weaponry. You want the high ground if you can get it. I mean, just every advantage you can think of. Put the sun in the bad guy's eyes, in the enemy's eyes. Whatever. Just any advantage you can get. Okay? You want to give your men every advantage if you're going to send them into combat. This is a textbook case of how not to conduct a battle. Burnside gave Lee every advantage. He announced his plan well in advance so Lee could shore up his defenses. He showed up and was waiting on the pontoon bridges. Lee says, "Oh, look, they're over there. They're going to attack us. Let's shore up our defenses." Burnside waited so Confederate reinforcements could arrive. He was, so nice. Let's let them get as many men as they can over there before we attack. Yeah. Burnside ordered his men forward into the barrage over and over again. If you go twice and you're not making any headway and you're taking lots of casualties, maybe it's time to rethink your situation. Just saying. When his men did penetrate the enemy lines. Burnside gave them no support. He had no troop. He didn't send any troops in there to help fortify the ground that they took so that the enemy was able to come and take it back. Just over and over and over, one bad decision after another. It's essentially, Burnside took command of the Potomac and said, gee, let's see how many of our men we can get killed. I don't even know what to make of that. That's just a waste. If I were President Lincoln at that point, if all Burnside's did at that point was get fired, he'd have been lucky, because oh my God. If there's a way to lose men, buddy, he found it. When I do this channel, I do military blunders. I do it primarily. I'm not like I don't have like a college degree in this kind of thing, but I know basic tactics. I am a military veteran. I know basic tactics, and I know. I mainly do this so that other war gamers can learn from the past, because that's my hobby. I'm a war gamer. I like to throw some history in there at the same time. I do military blunders to try as an instruction tool for tactical and strategic wargaming. This is literally how not to conduct a war. You don't send your men into a meat grinder. You give them every advantage. You don't give the enemy every advantage like this guy did. Oh my Lord. Anyway, I hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.